Hey guys, Jim Chester here live with Liam Schubel. The Schubelnator and Chester have landed, and we are here at New Beginnings. Tell me about your love affair with New Beginnings.
Well, I got to tell you, Jim, it's a great pleasure to be here, of course, in the People's Republic of New Jersey, my hometown. Good to have you out here.
Hey man, thank you.
And we appreciate everything you do for the chiropractic profession, getting this message out, which of course was my message tonight at New Beginnings. And yes, New Beginnings, I think it's going on about 8 years now that I've been involved with New Beginnings. As you may or may not know, I practiced in Latin America. I have offices in Peru, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic. So I was very accustomed to speaking in Spanish about chiropractic. We're talking 8, 9 years ago. And also I've been on radio, television. I still do that, right? So I'm not shy to go on television or radio or speak in front of people. But I had never really done this, Jim, in English, okay, so in front of gringos. And at the time, I was on the board of trustees at Sherman College of Chiropractic, which, as you probably know, is the center of the chiropractic universe, located in the beautiful foothills of the Spartanburg Blue Ridge Mountains there. And I was doing this thing called Sherman Palooza, okay? It was like kind of a student recruitment event that we had. And in the back of the event was this guy that looked like Tony Soprano, okay? And he was sitting in the back there. He had dark sunglasses. And he comes up to me after I finished speaking at this event, and he says, "Hey, you know who I am?" And I'm like, I don't know, some mafia guy? You know, and he says, "I'm Jim Dubell." And he says, "I run this thing called New Beginnings. Have you heard of it?" I said, "New Beginnings? I don't know. Sounds like a drug rehab center for me, or, you know, I don't know what that's about." But Andy Minetti had told me, Dr. Andy Minetti, you got to get to this thing called New Beginnings. So Jim Dubell says to me, you got to speak at New Beginnings. And I said, all right, whatever this mafia guy says, I'm definitely going to do, right, for self-preservation reasons. So I show up, and I'm scared to death because I'm speaking in front of doctors of chiropractic, right, in English, which I'm not used to. And he gives me this big hug when I get up on stage, and he whispers in my ear, "Don't F this up." So that was my first experience at New Beginnings. And apparently I didn't F it up too bad, because now 8 years later, Sherman College of Chiropractic is thriving. Chiropractic is thriving around the world. This is one of the things I was talking about during my talk tonight. You know, 8 years ago, UK was getting ready to bring drugs into the profession. The majority political association there that was taking over was basically pushing manual medicine. And now you flash back, you know, this week the United Chiropractic Association, which is now the largest chiropractic association in the UK, they had over 500 people at their event. They're totally dominating the educational scene, the political scene, and they're bringing vitalism now to the world and to that part of UK. And by the way, our message, Jim, is not to eliminate the people who practice the medicalized form of chiropractic. We want to live and let live. You know, we want to let them do their thing and let us do our thing. That was not happening 8 years ago, and now it is. And how that happened is you have to gain control in order to make sure that you're not eliminated and contained and eliminated. If you remember, the AMA tried to do that to chiropractic back in the 70s in the United States. Their objective was to contain and eliminate chiropractic. The way we got around that was to take political action, was to take legal action, and stand up for our rights. As you know, Bob Marley always says, you got to stand up for your rights, you know. And so we made that happen. UK is doing phenomenally. They had a great seminar this weekend. Ross McDonald, Dr. Ross McDonald, just told me, and again, I don't know if this is official or not, so I'm not going to give you dates, but I'm telling you, this Scottish Chiropractic College that he's been talking about now is actually a go. And I can't give you the exact date. I'm going to let him make that announcement. But it's a go. It's happening. And again, this was just talk a few years ago, right? And so that's moving forward. We've got Patrick Sims in Australia moving forward with the first vitalistic chiropractic college in Australia. Latin America, Jim. And by the way, I know you just asked me one question. You're like, when's he going to stop? But Latin America, I just came back from Mexico. You know, there's 4 chiropractic colleges there. I know you've been there, right? Gosh, I mean, I was climbing this mountain. And I'm scared of heights. I'm climbing this mountain in Veracruz, and I'm scaling this mountain, Jim, and I'm scared of heights. And I turned to the guy and said, I think this is enough. I've had enough. And he goes, "Oh, really? Jim Chester and Luke went all the way to the top." And I'm like, "Jim Chester!" So I made it to the top thanks to you, because I'm not going to let you beat me, no offense. So anyway, Mexico, 4 chiropractic colleges there. I spoke to packed house. And here's the thing, Jim. You know, I'm one of the most banned chiropractic college speakers on the planet. Many times I fill the room off campus, right? Because I'm not allowed on campus, right? And the reason is I'm considered controversial because I talk about chiropractic. I actually am talking the chiropractic message that there is innate intelligence that controls and coordinates the optimal expression of your life. It's located in the central nervous system. The nerve system is connected to the brain through all your cells, tissues, and organs. I was going to say a través de. Look at Dr. Adrian's on there. A través de is in Spanish. Through the delicate spinal nerves and the spinal cord, and all this is protected by the spinal column. And what happens because of different kind of traumas and stress throughout the course of our life, those spinal bones move out of place, they put pressure on the nerves, they cut off that life force from the brain cell, the tissue cell, and they limit our potential to function and heal at its optimum. So what chiropractor's role is, we're the only doctors in the world that are highly trained to detect, analyze, and adjust these vertebral subluxations. And that's what we do to restore the optimal expression of the human existence. Now, that's the controversial message that I bring. But what they've been told, a lot of these medicalized chiropractic things, and by the way, I have nothing against medicine. I have nothing against medicalized chiropractic. If that's what their bag is, they enjoy it. But they've been told, erroneously, that chiropractic, that the vitalistic chiropractic message says things like, oh, we cure cancer with a chiropractic adjustment. My good friend Jim Sigafus used to say, we can't even cure a ham. Like we don't cure anything, right? It's the body's innate capacity to heal and function optimally. That's what cures everything, right? And so what we do is we restore that optimal expression of life through the specific scientific chiropractic adjustment. They say things like, there's no science to back up the vertebral subluxation. There's no science to back up the innate intelligence. And I say, well, the fact that you're not looking at it doesn't mean that it's not there. So take the blinders off. There's tons of research, and everybody should be a part of this Foundation for Vertebral Subluxation Research. They have scientific study after scientific study that backs up what it is that we do. You want evidence? We've got an avalanche of evidence. And so these are the things that are being told to people at the school, and of course they look at me when they start to hear me speak like I'm going to have horns pop out of my thing, fire's going to come out of my eyes, and I'm going to start saying these crazy things that don't make any sense. So a logical and rational individual would say, I don't want that guy on my chiropractic campus. However, once they hear me speak, they say, you know what, everything you said was logical, was rational, and gosh, I love your passion. I mean, you are really psyched up about this thing on chiropractic. I never knew how great this profession was. And I said, well, yeah, because you probably never knew the entire story about how great this profession is. And if you're just focused on back pain and neck pain, while that's completely valid, chiropractic is so much more than that. Chiropractic is about taking a baby that was just born and giving them that specific scientific chiropractic adjustment gently, and then watching that baby start to thrive for life, rather than waiting until that baby is with all these kinds of advanced symptomatology and pathological situations and saying, okay, now what do we do, right? After we've injected, after we've drugged, after we've cut the thing out, what should we do? Oh, let's go to the chiropractor as the last resort. I'm sick and tired of seeing that in the office, Jim. I'm sick and tired of looking at an x-ray of a person who, it's their first chiropractic visit after 50 years. It looks like a bomb exploded in their spine, and they're going, I don't understand. How'd that happen? I just lifted something up yesterday. I never had a problem in my life before, and bam, now I've got all this pain. Well, it didn't happen because you lifted up a bag of groceries, okay? It happened because just like your teeth, if you ignore your spine for 50 years, there's going to be degeneration. And chiropractic is the profession that detects, analyzes, and adjusts those vertebral subluxations, keeps the spine in line, keeps the nerves with their nerve energy flowing at 100%, and restores the optimal expression of life. So, in a nutshell, I don't know if I answered even your question, but I've got to tell you, I'm so excited about this thing. I'm so excited you're here in the People's Republic of New Jersey. You know, Jim, I was born in Freehold, New Jersey, which you probably, I know you heard of me before. Did you ever hear this guy called Bruce Springsteen?
The boss.
Yeah, he's from Freehold, New Jersey as well. So, you know, we're taking over the world with two different fashions. You know, one is music, and the other one is music to your spine.
So, why did you step up so big?
Well, you know, this is one of the things I was saying in my talk today. You know, I came from a very poor upbringing, and my dad really struggled and sacrificed so that all his kids could live a better life than he did. And I remember him saying to me, hey, son, I'm busting my gluteus maximus over here for you. And it's so that you can become a doctor of chiropractic and so that you can help people express their lives optimally. That's a blessing to you, son. That specialized set of knowledge is a blessing. And with that blessing comes the moral obligation or responsibility to share that blessing in the world. And that's why I was saying, sometimes I feel like when if I'm sleeping, like I'm wasting time. Like I know a lot of people dread going to work. I think I read a study like most heart attacks, Jim, occur on a Monday morning. People are like, oh my God, I got to go to work again. I can't wait to work. My problem is shutting off and not doing work because I feel like I'm wasting time. You feel like I only have a limited amount of time on this planet. I have a moral obligation to get this message out to people, and so that's why I push and I move and I prod people. And I got to tell you, sometimes I'm polarizing because I don't take BS. I move forward. I move forward constantly and consistently because it's not about me. It's about the thing called chiropractic TIC, teaching innate chiropractic. That is the message that will evolve and transform the world as we know it. So that's why I'm motivated, I'm passionate, and I'm excited to move this thing forward. And any opportunity that I have to share it with the world, I'm down and I'm in. And I appreciate New Beginnings for, again, Jim Dubell giving me the stage and allowing me to share this message this weekend in the People's Republic of New Jersey. Jim Dubell is probably the person who is responsible for the Schubel Nader even being in existence on all the stages. Jim, I've spoken on just about every major stage on the planet. And the reason why is because my message is entertaining. My message is crucial to the transformation and evolution of the planet. And so, people love to hear how great this thing of chiropractic is, and they love it to hear it expressed as eloquently as I do. And humility is also another one of my. There's nobody more humble than me. I have to be honest with you. I'm probably the greatest humble man on the planet.
And let's get a little bit more humble and talk about this amazing book that you wrote called "Cast to Be Chiropractors."
Well, I rarely mention it, Jim. Cast to Be Chiropractors. I have to tell you. The thing about Cast to Be Chiropractors is it's all about the mindset that it takes to achieve the greatest level of success in the chiropractic profession. And as you know, I'm working on my second book right now with Dr. Judd O'Grady and Dr. Frankie Hahn, which is called Schubel's Law of Business, which I got to tell you, people are raving about it. We're doing little bits and sections of it in the Schubel Vision Elite program, schubelvisionelite.com, by the way, which is my $75 a month kind of like, what would you call, I don't even like to use the word coaching, mentoring program, right? People from all over the world are participating. We got people from Australia, England, we've got people all over the United States that are involved in this. People are loving it because we're taking the systems that it requires. This is the thing. And I know we're talking about Cast to Be Chiropractors, but let me just jump into this other book just real quick, and then I'll jump back to Cast to Be Chiropractors. The Schubel's Law of Business is all about systems. Now, I know so many chiropractors, Jim, and I know you do too, that they love what they do, right? They have these blessed hands. They want to serve people. They want to help people. But they don't have the systems in their practice that provides the level of abundance that they can have so they can give back more to the community, right? And, a good friend of mine said, the best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them, right? And so the challenge that many chiropractors have is they're dead broke and they're not doing well because they've learned the chiropractic technique. They've learned maybe the philosophy of chiropractic, but they've never learned the business systems and the business acumen. And that's what SchubelVisionElite.com is all about. It's this $75 a month membership program. And here's the thing. I hear people all the time. I just was reading the story of a student that was in Northwestern that just signed up with this practice management operation. And they were on the hook for $36,000 over the course of 5 years, right? And they signed up as a student, and they're saying, I don't like the coach, I don't like the program. I mean, how many people are like that out there? They're stuck in these coaching programs they're like, I've had enough, I don't feel like this. So what I designed was a program where people can get all that information, and they can get it in a congruent way, they can get it in a successful way, and they can get it for $75 a month, no plan, no contract. If you don't like it after the first month, you go, bye, I'm out. $75 is what you lost. You get what I'm saying? So we've developed this thing. It's huge. People are telling me this is the best investment I ever. And I'm talking people 20 years in practice saying this is the best investment I've made in my entire chiropractic career. $75. They're saying I made that in the first minute. Of watching your programs. We lay out all the systems of communication, the systems of finance, the systems of how to find good staff. Train them, how to train them, and then how to retain good staff, right? We go into that. We go into all the systems that it takes to sell, all the systems that it takes to market, all the systems that it takes to expand. If you want to do multiple, we have people with one office, we have people with multiple offices. We have people that do insurance, people that don't do insurance, people that add things into their practice other than chiropractic, people that don't add things into their chiropractic. They all benefit because, as my favorite book, Think and Grow Rich, says, the principles of abundance are universal. So once you apply these systems to your practice, it will grow. And the great thing is it'll grow at a minimal investment. So that's SchubelVisionElite.com. The second book is called Schubel's Law of Business. The first book, which is what got us here, was Cast to Be Chiropractors. That's the mindset. A lot of people say, you know what, Schubel, what I love about your program is you don't just focus on the how to do things, you also focus on the why. And when you combine the why with the how, the level of certainty that a person has is tremendous. You have to remember, when you're communicating with your patients, no matter what you're saying, even if it's scripted, if you don't have the why or the mindset down, then your nonverbal communication is going to rat you out. So we spend a lot of time working on, neuro-linguistic programming and how to have a congruence between what it is you're saying and what it is your nonverbal communication is saying. So the patient's experience is one of certainty, is one of enthusiasm, and it's one of, hey, not do I sign up, but where do I sign up? Let's get me on board immediately. And that's what you should be having in your practice every day. It shouldn't be a struggle. It should be, I was talking tonight in the talk here at New Beginnings, it should be that you walk into your practice environment and your assumption, you should come from the assumption that everybody wants chiropractic care. They wouldn't even be in your office if they didn't want chiropractic care. So the only thing that blows that is your incapability of having the proper systems, whether it be communication systems, marketing systems, or selling systems. And those things are included in the SchubelVisionElite.com program that people can come in and sign up. And again, $75, no contract. $75 a month, no contract. Most you can lose is $75 and you're out. Got me? But you're not going to lose. You're going to be saying, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the amount of value that you're providing for this. This is groundbreaking. I'm telling you, Jim, we're going to see at least 1,000 people in this program, I am guessing, by the end of next year, because more and more people are figuring out this is the way to do it, right? This is the way to do it. No more expensive coaching contracts, and just get in, get the information that you need, and start plug and play is what we call it.
Next question.
Yes.
Why Latin America?
Because I went down to Latin America. People say, why did you start down there? I wanted to do mission work when I first got out, because I said, my dream was to open a practice in Miami. And I said, once I get in practice, I'm probably not going to vacation. I'm probably not going to move around too much. So I said, let me get some traveling around, while I'm still a student. I'm poor anyway. I'm in major debt, right? So I said, let me get involved with a mission trip. That's what I was looking for. And they didn't really have mission trips too developed. Like right now, we have a mission trip called thebestmissiontripever.com, right? It's a mission trip with a low self-esteem. That, by the way, is booked up all the way into 2019. It's awesome, right? So anyway, I get it.
But you'll still make room for me.
I'll always make room for you and Luke, okay? But we're not climbing any mountains. You can forget that, okay? You're going up to Huayna Picchu by yourself, okay? That's it. I'll wave to you and take pictures of you from down at base, from base camp. So, I said I want to do some mission work, and I put that into my mind. I started to do meditation. And by the way, if you're watching this and you want a meditation that kicks major gluteus maximus, send me an email at liamschubel@gmail.com. I'll send it to that for free. This is the meditation I've been doing all my life to achieve everything that I wanted to achieve. So I put this in my mind, and I said, I want to do mission work. And what happens is, Jim, I go into the university I was studying at, and opened up on my desk that I always sit at is a newspaper. And the newspaper was speaking about a chiropractor that had just opened up a practice in Lima, Peru. And at the end of this, there was no email, by the way. This is pre-email, right? There was a phone number. And I called the phone number just to say this. You ready? Hey, what you guys are doing is fantastic. I just want to congratulate you. We need more people like you. And the doctor says on the other line, he says, hey, when are you coming down? I was like, what? Doctor say what? So what you talking about, Willis? So I was like, okay. So I said, let's do this. And so I remember going to Peru, and and a lot of you are going to have these moments in your life. I remember making the decision and then I was so excited about it, Jim. And then all my friends and family said, are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Right? How many times have you had an idea that you think is good? It comes from your inside, right? And you say, this is great. And then everybody starts squashing on your dream, right? So everybody was saying, are you nuts? There's Sendero Luminoso down there. There's terrorist Shining Path, Maoist, communist guerrillas down there. There's explosions. What are you doing going down there? And I said, I just feel called to do this. And they're like, well, you're called by a lunatic, right? So So, and by the way, they still think I'm crazy, actually, but they don't call it that. Now that I'm rich, they call it eccentric. I'm eccentric, okay? So that's the difference between crazy and eccentric is your level of wealth. But anyway, so I get down there, and I remember going, this is either the biggest mistake I've ever made or it's going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And from to this day, I mean, I still wake up in the morning and pinch myself. I can't even believe I'm here talking to you. I mean, I live the best life. I love this life that we live. I got to tell you, it's the greatest thing that we have going. And so I still feel like I'm on vacation, you know, and I have 20 chiropractic offices. I work harder now than I've ever worked before, not because I need the money. I didn't start the Schubel Vision Elite program because I need an extra $75 a month from each of you. Okay, I did it because I'm sick and tired of seeing chiropractors that are not functioning at their highest level, and they want to do better, they want to do well, but they don't have, I mean, here's my problem. I'm poor, right? I'm a poor chiropractor. I'm not doing well. I'm frustrated. And on top of that, I got to pay a coach $1,200 a month for the next 3 years. Like, it's like, you know, sorry, I already have $250,000 worth of debt. So for the price of maybe one adjustment, you can get the information you need for all 30 days each month. And again, get in there. If you like the information, copy it all out, and then quit after a month. You know, like, again, I'm not like panicked that you're going to be in or not going to be in. This is a favor that I'm doing to the profession so that you can get the information you need without all the hassle, without all the contracts, without all the pain, and you get the information that you need and then get out or stay in. And I got to tell you, everybody is saying to me, I love the environment, this we can work together, this masterminding that we have. There's no people judging people like, oh, hey, this is what I'm doing in my office. What do you think? Everybody's there to help everybody in the group. We're all about moving this thing forward. And I want to see at least 1,000 chiropractors that are killing it with this system that I've used to create 20 chiropractic offices. One of my other partners in crime in this organization is $1 million a year practitioner here in the United States. And by the way, when I say $1 million, I'm talking net. Okay, everyone says, "Oh, I gross $1 million." Yeah, what's your expenses? $999,000. You know, oh, you made $1,000 last year. Well, whoop-de-doo. You know, this guy's $1 million a year net practitioner, and he's one of the people that we have answering questions about insurance, answering questions about these forms, right? The whole United States game. And then I have another partner that works on personal relationships because there's so many doctors of chiropractic, and I see Nima Rahamanini is just joining us. He's an expert in personal relationships. So we have a guy on board that's not Nima. I mean, I wish we had Nima. We can't afford him. But we have, you know, a guy like Nima that's on there, and he's working with relationships, right? Because there's so many doctors of chiropractic, and I know Nima sees them, that are doing so well. They're killing it, but they've left the personal relationship behind. And so now they're involved in all kinds of issues that are costing them time, money, and aggravation. And so we've got that all in our program. And this is one of the things that, you know, Kevin Jackson always says to me. He's like, I love you. I'm like, Kevin, I love you too. You know, and this is what I'm talking about, you know. I have to tell you, did you see Kevin Jackson's interview with Billy DeMoss last week? I thought that was fantastic. I was sitting there watching it in my house, and I was just going, I just wish there were more Kevin Jacksons in the world. I mean, I got to tell you, it was great. I mean, more people need to hear your message, Kevin. Love you. This is what I'm talking about. This is what New Beginnings is all about. You know, it's just that love, the hug, the fellowship, the collaboration that goes on here. You can't beat it. And so, Jim, again, I appreciate you asking the questions. That's my long answer to why did I go to Latin America. But I have to tell you, I'm very excited about what I'm seeing in Latin America. The 4 chiropractic colleges there are pumping out students that know who they are, what they do, and why. And we're fine-tuning them. We're helping to, you know, to make them even better. But there's a lot of positivity that's going on and around the world. And the United States could have it all, too, if we just get our heads on straight. But again, so many people are not working in mentorship programs or coaching programs or practice management programs because it's just too cost prohibitive. They don't want to sign up, take the big risk of $1,200 a month for the next 5 years, right? And they're looking for a way that they can get the information but not get stung by the finances. And so we've created that at SchubelVisionElite.com. And it's transforming and evolving the profession as we know it. And again, I was happy to share that here on the stage at New Beginnings, and certainly always a pleasure to see you, Jim Chester, as well.
Well, I think that you added so much value to the profession, and you are willing to put yourself on the line and to give everything you have on a daily basis for this beautiful profession of chiropractic. And since day one I met you, like Danny Knowles is like, hey, I got this guy here that's making this movie. Would you mind doing a quick interview with him? Like, ever since that day, like I knew that there was greatness inside of you, and I was just like, man, everyone should get a chance to meet you, get a chance to get to know you, and get some like pearls of wisdom from the Schubelnator right here. And please let him be your trusted resource for your practice. And I was talking to Don Rockledge.
Oh,
and,
yeah, Don, sure.
And he's like, he's like, I met Liam at a New Beginnings, and he said, I'm going to just give you some Skype calls.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, he was down in the dumps. He was not doing well at all, and I tell you, he was in danger of being closed down. And we got on some phone calls, and he is killing it now. Did you see? He's smoking. He's doing fantastic. But by the way, that's the way it should be. Here's the thing, right? Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. If you have the systems in place in your practice, and those systems kick gluteus maximus, right? They're effective, right? If they're effective systems, you should be doing well. If you're not doing well, you got to ask the question why, not just keep repeating the same thing over and over and hoping and praying that things are going to change. And so that's what, that's why, and I got to tell you, and I appreciate what you said, about meeting me and everything, and I felt the same way when I met you. I felt like we're a kindred spirit. We are on board the same mission, and you and I have had the opportunity to hang out in UK with Benny Matthews, who, by the way, is just doing fantastic. He's killing it right now. He's had a great weekend there in London. But I got to tell you, there are people, when you step out and when you're in the public eye, there are people that want to make a name for themselves by taking you down. And you've seen, like, there's been this guy, B.J. Roca, who's making all kinds of wacky statements about me, about my operations.
About me?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard other people that have negative things to say about me. But you know what? Here's the thing. The reason I do what I do is to bring more chiropractic to more people. You're always, when you move people's cheese, you're always going to, and when you interact with a ton of people, not everybody's going to be happy with the interaction that they have with you. But what you have to judge a man or judge an individual or judge a character is by look at the overall picture on what have they done in politics, what have they done in education, what have they done to get chiropractic to more people, and that's, in my view, that's how you make a judgment on somebody. So when you hear people, taking down other people, the first thing I ask for is give me proof, right? And we saw with B.J. Roca, he has zero proof of anything. He says it's all he said, she said, this whole thing, right? And now we've got other people coming out saying this, that, and the other thing about anybody, about anything. And you say, well, where's the proof? And they go, well, somebody told me that. Oh, okay. And what's his name? I can't really say. And why is that? Oh, because he's afraid. Okay. And well, so what do we do here, right? You got me. This is the issue, is that in the chiropractic profession, there is a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of animosity, and I kind of feel bad that I'm giving a little bit of energy to that, but I think it's important to mention it because, a lot of people are afraid to stand up and speak because they're afraid that they're going to be attacked. I have to tell you, I've been attacked my whole life. From the time I was born till the time I got here, everybody's always attacked me, and what I've realized a lot of times, it's just jealousy, and it is. When you can't do what another person can do, you either got to step up and do it yourself, or you got to try to take that other person down because you feel bad about yourself. We keep moving forward, we keep doing the right thing, and it keeps bringing great results into our lives and the lives of so many other people. And I can tell you, the Schubel Vision Elite program is probably right now giving me some of the greatest joy because I'm watching, as you mentioned, our man there in Philadelphia, I'm watching broken people. Okay, broken. I'm talking, they love what they do in chiropractic, but they're broken because they can't make a dime at it, right? I'm watching broken people come back out and have fun in chiropractic again and make money in chiropractic again and support their family in chiropractic again and take vacations when they want to with chiropractic again and get great results in their office with chiropractic again. We're making chiropractic great again, right? And that's the thing. It's always been great. But the question is, do you have the systems that provide abundance in chiropractic? And that's what I'm passionate right now about sharing with the world. So people want information, SchubelVisionElite.com. I love saying that, Jim? Elite. SchubelVisionElite.com. And the other thing, a lot of people say after they meet me, Jim, you said, after they meet me, they go, you're not really an a-hole. I got because they get to see me and they get to feel me and they get to feel my heart and what I'm about. And again, the only reason I'm in this profession now is certainly not for finances. I'd never have to work again in my life. The reason I'm in this profession is because we all have a short period of time here. We don't know when our last day is going to be, and we have a moral obligation to get this message out to the world. And I feel blessed that I've had this abundance in my life through hard work and smart systems, and I want to share that with as many people as I can before it's time for me to to check out. You know, what do they say? I'll sell chiropractic, save chiropractic, serve chiropractic, and I just wish I had a million lifetimes to make it happen. Because I tell you, I'm praying to the Buddhist people that I come back as a chiropractor again, and not as a praying mantis.
Well, the last thing I'm going to ask you is, I know you do something really special for everybody on your Facebook Lives that you do.
Yeah.
What would your money tip be today?
All right, let's give a money tip. You know, this is one of the things that I've been working with recently in the group, and that is how to get on radio, television, and print media. Again, some people see that and they go right into fear mode, Jim. I could never be on TV. I could never be on radio. I have to tell you that if you listen in your community, and this is going back, it's going to be a little complicated because we're going back to Schubel's Law and Concentric Circles, which is in the book of Schubel's Law of Business Success, right? Is if you identify what your community is, you want to know what your community is, what they're listening to, what they're watching on television, what they're seeing on the internet, what they're reading, what clubs do they belong to, right? You have to know all this information so you can target them, right, in marketing. One of the things that is hugely ignored in our profession is radio and television. And I got to tell you, as far as social proof goes, tell me about Dr. Oz. Is he considered an expert, you know, in things medical? And you could argue that he's not, or that he is or isn't. But the average person thinks Dr. Oz is someone who's very impressive in the medical field, correct?
I'd say so.
You'd say so, and so would most people with a logical, rational mind, right? So here's the thing. In your communities, there are people called producers on radio, television, and in print media, they might be the editor. Every week they wake up on a Monday morning and they go, what am I going to get? Who am I going to get to talk about health or you know, medical issues is how they think it, right? And so they are blessed because the pharmaceutical industry has a ton of information that they're constantly sending them. Oh, here's a new drug that's out. Oh, here's a new treatment for a new disease. And they're constantly being bombarded by that. So it's no surprise when you turn on the television, every show about health is really about drugs, right? And so here's the thing that's happened with us. We've had great success. Our doctors around the world have had great success doing this. You go on the Foundation of Vertebral Subluxation Research, you sign up for their research, and then you get the research, comes in chiropractic research, so chiropractic and asthma, chiropractic and mental conditions, chiropractic and, you know, we talk about the telomeres, you know, DNA repair, chiropractic and this, right? And what you do is you go online and you look up, how do I write a press release? And somebody from Harvard or Stanford Communication Schools will tell you exactly step by step how you write a press release. Then you take the information from the scientific research journal, you plug it into the press release, and you send that religiously, okay? I'm talking habitually. You send that every week, a new topic, to every producer that you've identified on radio, television, and the editors in print media. It's like throwing, it's like putting you're fishing, right? It's like putting your line in the water. The more lines in the water you have, eventually you're going to hit on somebody that says, this will happen to me. My first time this happened. And by the way, first thing I did, I sent them out, no response. So you might not hit. Now, the average idiot, what they do is they send them out one time, they go, see, that didn't work. What kind of money tip is it that Schubel's giving me, right? They blame the messenger, right? You send this out, and the first time, it must have been a month or two I was doing this, and one of the producers on one of the radio programs had a child that was suffering really bad from asthma. And he was being intubated, and he was being rushed to the hospital, and I happened to send out an article how chiropractic helps people with asthma. And he said, wow, this is amazing. Can I get you on the program? Let me think. Yes, right? So I get on the program. I start talking about, you know, chiropractic and the effects that it has on people with asthma. His son comes in. He starts getting under care. His life gets 100% better. He keeps inviting me back. Every time I'm in town, he goes, I want to know when Schubel's back in town. I want that guy in the program. He saved my, you know, of course, this is his words. He saved my son's life. I didn't save his son's life, okay? His son's body saved his own life when we took the pressure off the nerves and restored the nerve system to its optimal functioning capability. Okay, so I just did my adjustment and stepped back, and thank God, chiropractic does great work, you know, just because we move the bone specifically off that nerve, and the innate intelligence is absolutely phenomenal. You know, we say it all the time, but we see it all the time in our chiropractic offices. I got to tell you, I'm hiring chiropractic associates fresh out of school, not much experience. And we have week after week after week, miracle, 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 miracle. And these are with people that are not 20 years experience in the field. It's because chiropractic is so awesome that even a novice in chiropractic can get phenomenal results, because it's not the doctor who's doing the healing. It's the healing that's happening from within the patient. It's that patient's innate capability to heal and function optimally. So the money tip is start getting your fishing lines in the water. You know, you're fishing for lives here. This is the whole idea. Chiropractic saves lives. Chiropractic optimizes human potential. That's a message that every human on the planet needs to hear. So you need to be dedicated to making that happen. The producers on radio and television, they're not going to get your message if you don't even put it out in the first place. Can you imagine if every chiropractor, I mean, what do we got, 70,000 chiropractors? Can you imagine if every chiropractor this week sent to every producer and every television person in their hometown articles from the Foundation of Vertebral Subluxation Research, some specific scientific research about chiropractic, the subluxation, the adjustment, the effects that it has on the body's ability to heal and function optimally. Can you imagine if we all did that? If that was just normal for us, right? You know, this is the whole thing, is we sit around and we complain, oh, you know, we're up against pharmaceuticals. We're not up against pharmaceuticals. Listen, B.J. Palmer said, what it will show the time-tested of history is methods that work. The method that works better than other methods is the method that rises to the top. Chiropractic is a superior method, but so many people don't even know about it, because chiropractors are not sending these press releases to radio, to television, to the print media. They're letting the pharmaceutical industry do all that. And so if that's what you do, then the result is exactly what you deserve. And so I think we deserve better. So the money tip is start doing that. And I got to tell you, when you start getting on radio, television, and print media in your community, you're going to get that social proof of that's the guy I saw on television. That's the guy I heard on the radio. That's the guy or gal I read his article. And again, when it's in print, it's got to be true. It's got to be awesome. When it's on television, when it's on, they go, must be true, must be fantastic. And so it's a no-brainer in my view. But again, a lot of doctors don't have faith in what they're doing. They don't have the passion in what they're doing. They don't know what to do. They don't have the systems, and that's why SchubelVisionElite.com is so important. I mean, that one tip alone right there has made some of my doctors hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you have to know about it, and you have to know the specifics on how to make it happen. And you're not going to just come off that at the top of your head. You know, we're talking about 21 years experience here in the chiropractic profession with 20 chiropractic offices. I know how to bring people into the practice. I know how to retain people. I know how to see high volumes of people. I've seen 1,000 visits a week personally. Now, my average doc is somewhere between 200 and 400 visits a week currently, because we only operate on 21 hours. When I was seeing 1,000 a week, I was working a bazillion hours. But I didn't care. I was young. I had no relationship, no family, so I just worked my tail off because I love what I do, Jim. I love what I do in chiropractic. You need to fall in love with what you're doing in chiropractic and learn the skills, the systems, the tips, tools, and strategies to make it happen at a higher level. Chiropractic is great. We don't have to worry about that. You're the person we got to worry about. You're the person we have to start working on. The chiropractic is doing phenomenal. That we just need you to get on board and get your head on straight and get your systems in order to make that abundance happen, which it should happen naturally and normally.
Well, Liam Schubel, everybody. Liam Schubel, put your hands together.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate the hearts, appreciate the likes. Thanks for blowing that up. And I got to tell you, it's been a great pleasure here, Jim, to be with you. Again, I always appreciate the service that you give to this profession, and I always enjoy watching these Facebook Lives. It's so great. Sometimes I can't get to these different events, and I'm able to experience the benefits of the speakers by just watching your program. And I know this is something that for years to come, people are going to really be thanking you about this over and over again, your commitment to the chiropractic profession. Love you and appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Liam. And honestly, it's the one thing I believed in 100%. That's why I vested my life into your wonderful profession of chiropractic. I used to say your profession. Right. Now I say our profession. So thank you, everybody that's been on the live feed with me. I'm going to give Liam a big New Beginnings hug, and then we're going to close out with the Schubelnator. But thank you so much, Liam.
All right, my brother.
And there you have it. Liam Schubel, Jim Chester signing off from New Beginnings. Stay with me for the rest of the night. We're going to go to a big chiropractic Halloween party tonight, so we'll see you later.